Transformations. Useful, actually, when it comes to compile settings. You may or may not need them. I find there's a few in the plain text conversions that come in handy. So let's walk through them and I'll tell you what they are for and why you might need them. Straighten smart quotes. If you've imported your text from Word, Microsoft Word that is, and you've been using Microsoft Word with a standard configuration, chances are it's got what they call smart quotes. Smart quotes, if you were to say, stick your fingers into the air and do that little air quotes with the first two fingers of your hand, you notice how your fingers are curved? That's what smart quotes look like. Straighten smart quotes. Smart quotes suck, actually. They're an advanced piece of ASCII code, to the best of my knowledge, and they really don't render well in a lot of ebooks. You often see you might get a smiley face or a strange looking character. So you nearly always want to straighten smart quotes. Even if you're not sure they're in your book, straighten them anyway. M dashes. Now, an M dash is that super long line between certain words. Okay, you see there's a single dash here between the word M and dashes. That is a hyphen. An M dash is about twice the length of that, and it's called an M dash. And while it is, again, officially appropriate, it doesn't always render very nicely. So you want to convert it to double hyphens. So check that. Ellipses. Again, if you've imported this from Microsoft Word, if you've ever typed period, 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 dot, 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 it will automatically, smartly convert it to a single character made up of 3 dots. It's this smart ellipse, but you want it actually, if you're going to use them, because that smart ellipse character doesn't render properly in your books. So switch it to triple periods. Delete struck through text, nah, don't care. Do not convert auto number tags, don't care. Remove trailing white space from documents. Yeah, I do this. See these documents over here in the binder? There might be extra blank spaces at the end of each one of my, say, articles. And that could be extra lines. That could be a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't want it messing up my pagination. So I always tell it to clean up the trailing white space. By the way, white space just means blank spaces that you can't see. Convert multiple spaces to single spaces. Some people still press the spacebar twice after a period in a sentence. Personally, I don't like it. I like a single space between words and a single space at the end of the sentence. So I check this and say convert multiple spaces to single spaces. By the way, if somebody accidentally typed 3 spaces, this would fix it. And if you wanted to convert to plain text, you could check that and then you can set these things, but you probably won't need to do that. So these are the things I recommend you check. If you've imported rich text, then you can choose which ones you want. I typically don't use rich text. I tend to type everything using a notepad or text editor. Of course, if I'm typing it straight into Scrivener, then it doesn't matter because it's already in Scrivener. But otherwise, you need to be making these changes. If, however, you were creating it, say, in Word and you exported it as an RTF, a rich text file, then you want to look at these conversions. For instance, if you highlighted your text, you might want to remove it. If you've made certain text colors, you might want to remove it. You might choose to remove hyperlinks. I wouldn't, but convert markdown to bold and italics, okay, it's up to you. You'd need to know what's gone into your book. Typically, you're probably never going to want to check anything in this area. That covers transformations.